Well, I'd like to welcome back with us today Dr. Stephen Tucker, and he is the conductor for the UCI Symphony. It is always good to see him, and he's going to talk about a couple presentations they're going to be having. One is really kind of unique. Welcome, sir.
Oh, thanks.
Good to have you here today.
Thanks.
So, you know, let's talk about the first one, because it's the second one that is, they're both neat, but the second one's I know special to you. The first one's coming up on Friday, a week from today, June 7th, and this is the Symphony Orchestra that you conduct, and you're going to have a couple singers there as well?
Well, they're not singers. It's a clarinet duo.
Oh, okay.
They both play clarinet. They're coming in to do the world premiere of a work written by one of my past students, actually. He was a graduate student at UC Irvine and has now made his name as a composer, composing for quite a few, well-known performers. And so he has written for them in the past, and this particular work I knew about, even though it had never been played, because he had told me that he had written this work for them, but
how neat.
It had not been played. So we're going to.
That's got to make you feel good, a formal student coming back and
not just as a student of the department, but he was a member of my orchestra.
Yeah,
so
that's got to make you
good.
because that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
So this is happening on Friday, June 7th at the Barclay Theater. And then just a couple days later, and this is the one we're going to talk about a little bit more, something that just has to be a tremendous event for you. And this is with your twin brother.
Correct. This is actually a work, this is to feature a work that was written by one of my late colleagues. He was at UCI when I got there in 2000. He had been there since, I think, 87 or 82 or 87. But he passed away in 2013, and he had been a very kind mentor to me. As a matter of fact, truth be told, he's the person who encouraged me to stay at UCI when I was looking at other possibilities. So I have a very special feeling, about him.
Yeah.
And then when his wife mentioned to me that he had written this work that she came across in his works as they were archiving all this stuff at UCI, she said, "What is this?" And she had never heard it. Nobody had ever played it. She remembered when he spent a whole year writing it on his sabbatical, but didn't know how to get it played. And she tugged at my heartstring by saying, "I'd love to hear it before I die." Well, I mean, so I said, well, the good way to do this, since it's a big cantata, would be to involve my identical twin, who is the director of choral activities at the University of Kansas. So that became almost impossible to imagine, but he and I spoke about it, and gratefully, I'm so grateful to the University of Kansas that their School of Music took this on and said, we will support through our funding, our donors, we'll send 50 singers out.
Wow.
Including one soloist and one accompanist to rehearse with the chorus when they're here.
Yeah.
And to be a part of the orchestra. And so they're paying for all of that to come out. So we provide the other funding for the other part of it. They're coming out, getting here on Monday, rehearsing through the week, and then on the 9th, Sunday, we're at SoCa.
So this is you've got your full orchestra, you've got a full chorus.
Correct.
Together.
And 3 soloists.
Now, are you and your brother going to be on stage together at the same time conducting? He's looking at the chorus, you're looking at the orchestra, or are you going to change off?
No, we're doing separate portions of the concert. So in addition to doing Bernard Gilmore's Journey to Freedom, we're going to do a work by a composer from the University of Kansas. So Forrest Pierce wrote a work called Mirror Cantata. So we have 2 cantatas on the program. And Forrest is coming out too for this. So we have both universities really fully invested in this. And so he will conduct Forrest's piece, and I will conduct the Gilmore Journey to Freedom. so that we don't have too much confusion, so the chorus and the orchestra can tell us apart. Just kidding.
I think it'd be funny if you didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
You just walked off.
And
your
you
brother
came back
walked
on.
off, and thinking it's the same guy. And then at the end, you come in from different sides.
I think everybody will know
That would be funny.
the difference. Yeah.
So tell me about your background, because we were talking beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just assumed that your parents were very musical. Now, but they weren't. How did you guys get to this journey? If I remember correctly, are you from Jamaica?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So how did you both get into the world of music when your parents weren't part of it? I mean, I find that remarkable.
I always like to make the distinction. My parents were musical, but not musically practicing.
Okay.
So they didn't
All right.
they didn't play anything. But my I can only say that this came probably as a surprise to them, that we had what we displayed early on in life, which is a keen, interest and sense of music. So, to their credit, they encouraged it. And out of the 6 siblings, the 2 of us decided to go in this direction. We took different paths. We went in different directions. We left music. My brother became a commercial pilot.
Oh,
And then came back to music. And so it's not like we were stuck in music.
Right,
we
right.
chose to come back to music.
Yeah.
So we were exposed to it, had good teachers in Jamaica, and then when we moved to New York City, we were able to branch out.
Wow, I think that's remarkable. And how often do you brothers get to work together?
Not a lot.
I mean, being that he's in Kansas, but
But actually, that the picture you're looking at was done at Kansas, where
Oh,
we
it was?
both conducted on the same program.
All right.
So Kansas actually played the gimmick already of having us both. So this is actually the first time that we're doing this out here, but they beat us to it by having both of us on the same program.
Yeah, that is so cool. So both programs. We always give the website arts.uci.edu/Laguna, and that's where you can get ticket pricing on that. And so you go to that, and both of these, even though this other one's at SoCa, will be listed on there.
Right,
People
and
get
it's
information.
easier to get tickets for the 9th through SoCa.
Okay.
But everything can be accessed through the School of the Arts at UCI.
Yeah.
This first program, though, let's not overlook this one, because this is going to have some fantastic music. Outside of the world premiere, we're doing a Mozart overture, and then Howard Hanson's Second Symphony, which for all the moviegoers, they're going to hear things that they're going to wonder, where did I hear that? And I will tell them that influenced a lot of the movie things you heard later on, like John Williams' stuff.
Oh, really cool.
Yep.
That'll be a lot of fun.
So,
you got a busy weekend next week, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So when does your brother get out here?
They get in Monday.
Okay.
Monday morning, very
All right.
early, and they stay all week, rehearse at UCI, and we get to it.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Actually, Stephanie Zelnick, one of the clarinetists, she's the clarinet professor at Kansas. This just worked out coincidentally that they have 50 singers here, and she had already been booked by me to do the Baraba piece with her her duo mate.
That is fantastic.
And so it's amazing that we have the KU UCI connection happening. Right?
Well, I think this is absolutely wonderful. And of course, folks, again, you can find out about this arts.uci.edu and then find out there. The SoCa one, by the way, is performingarts.soca.edu, but you can go through either one for both of those, but it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
A lot of fun for you.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, one day we'll have to get your brother on.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
That would be a lot of fun.
Then you'll see if we're any different.
Who's older?
I was born before him.
Okay, there you go.
He says I'm an older guy.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, Ken.
Good to see you.
Okay.
And folks, we're just about out of time, so once again, have a good weekend.